Hi, I'm John Stuart, and welcome to another episode of Cello Chat. In the last episode, we were talking about making smooth bow changes. Let's talk today about making smooth string crossings. So when we go from one string to another, many times we don't want any accents in this. We want this to be as smooth and as seamless as possible. And so here's a few things you want to consider. Let's say, for example, we want to go from the from the C string to the G string. Now, a couple of things can really help us achieve smoothness. One of them is to stay as near as possible to the G string so that when we do make this motion, it's extremely minimal. If we have our arms super low like this and we're having to make a very big motion to move to the G string, then that's kind of a wasted motion. And it takes time, and it's not as efficient. Okay, and the other thing is we want to kind of anticipate the change with our arm. So even before we actually make the change from one string to another, the level of our arm it starts actually here, right? So let's say, for example, I'm going the other way. I'm going from the G to the C. Well, I'm playing, and I might lower my elbow in order to reach this. So a certain anticipation with the bow arm will make things smoother. Okay, so here's a couple of exercises that will be helpful. So you're going to start off on the C string, and on one bow you're going to play all of your open strings like this. Okay, I want you to notice how smooth the motion was. Now, very often with my beginner students, I'll see something like this. This is what you don't want to do. It's almost like the arm is dropping down. What you get are accents that you really don't want, right, most of the time. So you want to anticipate and you want to make things smoother, right? Another exercise that can be rather useful is just going between two strings like this. And now I want you to notice for a second that when you're out at the tip, the motion going between the strings with your hand is a little wider. And then when you're here, it's very minimal, right? So you want to get used to that. So you want to make the distance between the A and the D, or the two strings, to be extremely small. And you want to get used to this feeling of exactly how far your arm needs to travel, right? Let's try this again. Now watch as I go out to the tip how this naturally must increase. Okay? Now the other thing that you want to be aware of is not to change the weight, how much weight you put in the string when you go from one to the other. If you change the weight, you're going to change the sound and you might get an accent then. So these are a few tricks that should help with legato playing. Okay, and string crossings. Thank you very much for your time.